Okay, let's dive into something that, well, frankly, can be incredibly frustrating for homeowners.
You mean when you put your house on the market, do all the work, and nothing?
Exactly. Your listing expires, it just didn't sell. And that feeling of disappointment, maybe even discouragement, it's real.
Oh, absolutely. If you've experienced it, you know. It feels personal, right? Like maybe your home wasn't good enough or the market's just impossible.
It does. But here's the thing, and this is important. An expired listing often isn't about your home's actual worth or even some, unstoppable market force.
Right. It usually points to, well, fixable issues in the selling plan itself. That's what our source material suggests.
And we're digging into guidance today from a real expert in this field, Ryan Sunden of Your Home, sold Guaranteed Realty the Sunden Group. He's a top real estate pro in Bergen County in New Jersey.
Yeah, his insights provide a clear system. It helps understand why a home might not have sold the first time around.
And crucially, how to turn that around.
Yeah.
How to take that expired listing and actually get it sold successfully.
So this deep dive, we're using Ryan Sunden's expertise as our guide. We'll unpack the common reasons listings expire.
And show you that selling your home, it's definitely still possible. You just might need a different approach.
A proven system, really.
Okay, so let's not dwell on the past disappointment. Let's get practical. According to Ryan's guidance, most homes that don't sell have issues in one or more of 4 key areas.
4 critical areas. If your listing expired, chances are the problem lies somewhere in this mix.
Let's tackle the first one. What's area number 1?
The first area is teamwork. And this might sound a bit soft, but it's fundamental.
Teamwork, meaning the relationship with your realtor.
Exactly. Selling your home, it's a huge deal, right? Probably one of your biggest financial moves.
Yeah.
That relationship needs to be a genuine partnership, not just, transactional.
Okay, so what does that partnership look like? As the seller, your needs, your goals, what you want out of the sale, that has to be really heard and understood by your agent.
Yes. You shouldn't feel like things are just happening to you. It should feel like you're making decisions with your agent.
And on the flip side, what's the agent's main role in this partnership?
Their responsibility is providing detailed, reliable, and honest feedback. Consistently. It's not just about listing it and waiting for the phone to ring.
And where should that feedback ideally come from?
The guidance really stresses getting information directly from the agents who actually brought buyers through your home. They're the ones seeing it fresh, hearing those unfiltered buyer reactions.
Ah, okay, that makes sense. That raw feedback is gold.
It's absolutely crucial. It gives you and your agent concrete information to make smart decisions together. Is it the price? Is it something about the condition people keep mentioning? Are showings tough to schedule?
Without that clear, specific feedback loop after showings, you're kind of just guessing, aren't you?
You're operating in the dark, basically.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out what went wrong.
So, if you're listening and your home didn't sell, maybe think back. How strong was that partnership? Did you feel heard? Did you get regular, specific feedback after showings? Did it feel like a team effort?
That teamwork foundation, it's the very first place to examine when a listing expires.
Okay, teamwork is area 1. What's the second major area Ryan Sunden points to?
Area 2 is pricing. Now, this is often the first thing people jump to, and yeah, it's often a factor, but it's a bit more nuanced than just being too high.
Right. The guidance makes it clear. Price can be your best friend or your worst enemy in a sale.
And here's a key point. Pricing it too high could be just as damaging, sometimes even more so, than pricing it too low.
Why is that? Why is being overpriced so dangerous?
Well, think about it. If your home is priced significantly higher than comparable properties what's currently for sale, what just sold serious buyers and their agents, they might not even give it a second look.
They just skip over it online.
Exactly. They compare the price, the pictures, the features, to everything else in that price range. If it doesn't stack up favorably based on the market, the competition, the condition, they just move on. You get filtered out before you even have a chance.
Okay, so how do you avoid that trap? How do you land on a price that actually helps you sell?
The source is really clear on this. You need facts, statistics, data. It's not about wishful thinking or what you need to net from the sale.
Or what your neighbor got 3 years ago.
Precisely. It's about right now, what the current market data says.
So what kind of data are we talking about?
You need your agent to provide an up-to-date competitive market analysis, a CMA, and not just a quick estimate, but a proper, thorough analysis.
What should be in a good CMA?
Okay, first, it needs to review comparable homes, similar size, condition, location that have recently sold. This tells you what buyers are actually willing to pay right now.
Makes sense. What else?
It also needs to show you comparable homes that are currently for sale. These are your direct competitors. How does your home compare in terms of price, features, updates?
Knowing the competition is key.
Definitely. And another piece is how long other homes are taking to sell the average days on market for similar properties. If comparable homes are selling in, say, 25 days and yours set for 180, that's a big red flag. Often points to price or condition.
And does the CMA look at other expired listings too?
A really good one should, yes. Analyzing homes that didn't sell, like yours, can reveal common pitfalls. Were they overpriced? Condition issues? Poor marketing? You'll learn from those mistakes.
Now, there's a crucial point in the guidance about market value, isn't there? Sometimes a bit of a tough pill to swallow for sellers.
Yes. And it's this. Market value is determined by what a ready, willing, and able buyer will pay and what a willing seller will accept. Right now, in today's market. Full stop.
It's not based on what you paid for it years ago or how much you spent on that fancy kitchen remodel.
Unfortunately, no. Or what you need to buy your next dream home. The market decides the value based on supply, demand, and what comparable homes are actually selling for.
Getting grounded in that reality, even if it's not what you hoped, is so important for moving forward.
Absolutely foundational, especially after a listing expires.
Okay, so we've covered teamwork and pricing. What's the third critical area the guidance highlights?
The third area is the condition of your home.
Right. How it showed.
Exactly. The goal here is pretty straightforward. Showcase quality. You want buyers to walk in or even just drive by and think, wow, this could be it. This could be our dream home.
Because buying a home, it's emotional, isn't it? People need to connect with the space.
Hugely emotional. Buyers are looking for that feeling that, yes, I can see us living here moment. A house that feels neglected or looks like a ton of immediate work, it kills that feeling.
So a home that feels well-maintained, move-in, ready, or close to it, that invites the offer.
It really does.
Yeah.
And the guidance lists some specific things to focus on regarding condition, and they're not always the huge renovation projects. Sometimes it's the little stuff, like fixing squeaky floors, touching up paint scuffs, repairing small cracks, making sure all the light switches work, the doors close properly. Little things that signal the home has been cared for.
And cleanliness, that's huge, right?
Non-negotiable. Keep it consistently clean for every showing. You never know which showing brings the right buyer, and a dirty or messy house is an immediate turnoff.
What about clutter?
Also huge. Depersonalize and declutter. Buyers need to imagine their stuff, their life in that space. Too many personal items or just general clutter makes rooms feel smaller and harder to connect with. Let the house itself be the star.
And making it bright.
Oh yeah. Open those blinds, turn on all the lights for showings, maybe even use brighter bulbs. Light and bright feels welcoming and more spacious. And don't forget the first impression. Curb appeal. What buyers see from the street. Overgrown bushes, peeling paint, messy walkway. That sets a negative tone before they even step inside.
So tidying up the outside matters a lot.
A whole lot. Fresh mulch, trimmed shrubs, a clean front door, it makes a big difference.
The guidance also mentions considering bigger things, like painting, before you relist.
Yes, and there's a really important reason why doing the work yourself or having it done is usually much better than just offering a buyer an allowance or credit.
Why is that? Isn't giving them money to fix it easier?
It might seem easier, but think about it from the buyer's view. If they see walls that need painting or carpets that need replacing, they don't just subtract the estimated cost from their offer.
They add a hassle factor.
Exactly. They factor in the time, the effort of finding contractors, the disruption, the chance it might cost more than expected. So they often discount the price more than the actual repair would cost if you just handled it up front.
Ah, okay. So presenting a house that looks great sells for a better price because it removes that perceived risk and effort for the buyer.
Precisely. It stands out against competing homes that need work.
And the guidance suggests maybe getting a pre-listing inspection.
Yeah, asking your agent about arranging a no-obligation inspection can be a smart move. It gives you an objective look at the home's condition and helps you prioritize what really needs attention.
Okay. And there was a hot tip related to condition and showing the home.
Right. Make your house easy to show. This boosts exposure significantly.
How so?
Think like a buyer's agent. If they have several homes to show and yours requires 24-hour notice and has very limited time slots, while others have a lockbox and are easy to access, which ones are they more likely to prioritize?
Easy ones, probably.
Of course. So consider using a lockbox if possible. Be flexible with showing times. minimize the hurdles for agents and buyers to see your home.
And basic things like having a for sale sign were allowed.
Still effective. And reinforcing that good first impression, depersonalized, great curb appeal, maybe keep large pets out of the way during showings.
The main point being, be ready. The next person through the door could be the buyer. Make it easy for them.
Absolutely. Be prepared for that success.
Okay, that covers teamwork, pricing, and condition. That brings us to the fourth and final major area linked to expired listings.
And that's marketing. You can have the perfect price and condition, but if buyers don't know your home exists,
it won't sell. So effective marketing is about exposing the home to the biggest possible pool of qualified buyers.
Right. And the first step, according to the source, loops back to our first point. Finding the right agent who has a robust marketing plan.
So when you're interviewing agents, especially after a listing expired, you need to dig into their marketing strategy.
Definitely. Don't just listen to their presentation, ask pointed questions. Test their knowledge, sure, but really push them to show you how they'll market your specific home.
What kind of questions should you ask?
Ask about their budget. How much do they actually invest in advertising their listings? Compare that between agents.
But it's not just about the dollar amount, right?
Correct. Ask where they spend that money. What media? Newspapers, magazines, online, social media, targeted digital ads. Where are today's buyers actually looking?
And maybe ask how they track what works.
Crucially, yes. Ask about the effectiveness. Do they know which advertising channels are actually generating leads and showings in your market right now? Spending money is easy. Spending it smartly to reach the right audience is key.
And the guidance makes a really important point about traditional methods.
Yes. It highlights that relying solely on old school marketing, maybe just a sign and a local paper ad, probably isn't enough in today's market. Might not even be very effective anymore.
Because buyers search differently now.
Dramatically differently. So many start online on their phones. The guidance points out that agents using new, innovative, often digital-focused marketing strategies are the ones seeing better results, faster sales, top dollar.
So you need an agent who's current, who's maybe a bit more tech-savvy in their marketing.
That seems to be the message. A forward-thinking approach matters.
And there's one more hot tip related to marketing and the source material.
Yes, and it reinforces the partnership idea again. Get the best results by teaming up with your agent to develop that powerful marketing plan together.
It shouldn't be a secret strategy the agent keeps in a black box.
Right. You should understand the plan, agree on it, and know how it's designed to reach the maximum number of qualified potential buyers for your specific property. It's about strategic, targeted exposure.
Okay, so let's pull it all together. These 4 areas: teamwork, pricing, condition, and marketing.
They're the critical factors. An expired listing, while definitely frustrating, is usually a sign that the previous plan fell short in one or more of these specific areas.
But the good news is they're identifiable areas. You can analyze what went wrong.
Exactly. And by addressing them systematically with a renewed focus and a better plan, you can absolutely turn things around.
So don't be discouraged. See it as a chance to reset, learn, and implement a strategy that works.
An expired listing really isn't the end of the road for selling your home. It's more like a detour that requires a better map. It's a moment to understand the issues and apply a proven, systematic approach.
And that systematic approach, really zeroing in on teamwork, pricing, condition, and marketing, that's precisely the framework Ryan Sunden from Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, the Sunden Group, uses.
His whole system is built around analyzing why a home didn't sell, using these pillars, and then implementing a specific plan designed for success the next time around.
He's specifically geared towards helping sellers who've had that frustrating experience of a listing expiring.
Right, providing that structured approach and a clear path forward.
So if your home's listing did expire and you're looking for real results using a system like this, the guidance suggests reaching out to Ryan Sunden directly. He can explain his approach for your situation.
And he backed it up too. His "Your home sold guaranteed or I'll buy it back" promise is pretty unique. It offers a real safety net, especially if you're feeling hesitant after being on the market before without success.
That's a strong guarantee. And it seems his system gets results. The guidance mentions homes selling, 43% faster?
And for 4.7% more money on average compared to the rest of the market. That shows the system works.
So if that sounds like the kind of result and assurance you're looking for after an expired listing,
then getting in touch to see how that system could apply to your home makes sense. The number to reach Ryan Sunden is 201-739-6443.
let me repeat that. 201-739-6443. Taking that step, understanding the why behind the expired listing through the lens of teamwork, pricing, condition, and marketing, and then applying a proven fix. That's how you move forward.
Reviewing what happened, making those smart adjustments, and partnering with an agent who has a powerful, modern plan that's the path to getting your home sold.
Well, thank you for joining us for this deep dive today. We really hope this conversation shed some light on why listings sometimes expire, but more importantly, offered some hope and a clear strategy if you're facing that situation.
Remember, selling your home is absolutely achievable. It often just takes the right approach and the right partner.
And maybe think about this as we wrap up. The source material really underscores that not all agents are the same. That relationship, that partnership we talked about, it truly can be the difference between getting your home sold quickly and effectively, or not selling it at all. Something to consider when choosing who you work with next time.